Alright guys, welcome back to the second part of this video. We're going to continue our discussion of word order. And last time we talked about some of the ironclad rules when it comes to word order, but this time we're going to talk about exceptions. So generally there are two types of exceptions. There are general word order exceptions because it's possible to order a sentence a different way, flexibly in Cantonese, as is observed by native speakers. And the second type of exceptions would be these exceptions are a part of a grammar construct that whose word order breaks that that nice SVO order we talked about before as part of that construct. Okay, so we're going to see examples for both. Examples 1, 2, 3 would be the first type of exception, and 4, 5, 6 would be the second type of exception. So our objective, before we start, is to understand, okay, more than reproduce, because as non-native speakers, it's actually quite difficult to reproduce that flexible word ordering. But certainly, you want to be able to understand someone even if they reword something in a different way. Okay? And whenever you can, you don't need to use special structures. If you can, that's great. But if you don't know how to, it's perfectly acceptable to simplify them. Okay. All right, so let's dive straight in. Exception number 1 would be topic plus comment, kind of a combination. So, for example, you have 軟件我唔識，但係人心我就略懂一二. So, you might expect, for example, 軟件would be object, and then you've got subject and verb. So that'd be OSV. That completely breaks the order. However, this is actually valid. We use this for emphasis, because we don't actually use the subject-object kind of division anymore, right? We actually use topic as a grammar unit. A topic, unlike subject and object, doesn't actually distinguish between a receiver or a giver. It's simply the topic of the subject, right, of the sentence. So the topic of the sentence would be software, right? So software, I do not know, but the human heart, I might know a thing or two about. Okay, so how would you simplify that to a normal sentence? This is a process I call normalization. 我唔識軟件，但係我理解人心. Very simply, right? So I subject, 唔識 don't know, verb 軟件, software object, so SVO. Okay. Exception number 2, we've got SOV order. That's possible as well. For example, 佢乜嘢都唔鍾意. That's not really what we're focusing on, but that actually happens to be an SOV order. 佢廁紙最鍾意, so that's where the SOV order comes in. He tissues like the most. He likes tissues the most. He doesn't like very much. He doesn't like a lot of things, or nothing. He doesn't like anything. But tissues, he really likes, right? So that's possible. So how do we normalize it? First, simply 佢乜嘢都唔鍾意, that you can't change. But you can say 佢最鍾意廁紙. So he or she likes the most tissue papers, tissues. Exception number 3, duration of action. So for example, she sang for 2 hours. You can actually, this is S, subject, verb to sing, object is the song. You can sandwich the duration between the verb and the object. So you can say 佢唱咗2個鐘歌. But you can just as easily say 佢唱咗歌2個鐘. It's perfectly fine as well. So you can be very flexible in terms of the word order in Cantonese. Exception number 4, and that's when we talk about exceptions as part of different constructs. The 將 construct, for example, this is completely messed up if you use the SVO word order to think about this. But if you think about this as a part of the construct, it makes sense. So 將杯水 object, 第 verb 俾我 subject. So we've got OVS, right? But that's not how we think about it. We think about it simply as a part of this construct. So 將 a glass of water, pass to me. Okay. To normalize, you can simply say 第杯水俾我, right? Pass me the glass of water. And number 5, we've got anything, anyone, so any, whatever, those words to start with any. These stick to a particular word order as well. So you can't say I don't hear anything. You have to say I nothing hear. So, for example, 我乜嘢都聽唔到 I nothing hear can't. 邊個都見唔到 You can actually think of these, the can't, the modifier, as part of the anyone, anything construct. Unfortunately, this is something you can't normalize, so this is something you're simply going to have to memorize. Exception number 6, to the extent that. So if you want to say something that I am something, I'm tired, for example, to the extent that, you have to say 我攰到眼都擘唔開 I'm so tired to the extent that my eyes, I can't even open my eyes, right? And instead of saying I can't open my eyes, you'd say eyes also don't open, right? But if you want to, you can also normalize by saying very simply 我好攰 I'm tired 擘唔開對眼 can't open my eyes. So verb object. Okay. And so that's about it for today. And to conclude, the most important takeaway that I would like you guys to take away from this lesson would be it's okay, once again, to not use that word order, the more complex word order. If you can, that's great. If you can't, it's perfectly fine to simplify these sentences. Your objective is to understand. It's not necessary to reproduce. Okay. But all right, that's about it for today. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have any questions or comments, and don't forget to head over to the blog post that has all the lesson content and all the gory details, and you can download a PDF version of this, the Cliff Notes version. It's a super condensed version, and also the slides for this video. Okay, that's it for this time, and as usual, thank you so much for listening in, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully. All right, take care, guys. Cheers.